one of Inter Miami's designated players in Rodolfo Pizarro in his performances in the first 3 matches of the season. Although the team as a whole is playing well, getting 4 points out of 3 matches, 2 of them having been on the road, Pizarro has gained a lot of critics because of the quality of his play not matching up to the team's performance and his other DP's performance. Maybe this triggers a move in the summer, or maybe this triggers something better to come for Pizarro throughout this 34-game season.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
The year is 2016, and the LA Rams are on the clock, and they select Jared Goff, number 1 overall. Following that, Carson Wentz goes. Then Bosa, Elliott, Ramsey, Staley, Buckner, Conklin, Floyd, Eli Apple, Vernon Hargraves, Sheldon Rankins, and Laramie Tunsil. The man who deserves a statue outside of Hard Rock Stadium, plated in gold, goes number 13 overall to the Miami Dolphins and stops the fall of the gas mask smoking man himself, Laramie Tunsil, who was very, very good for the Miami Dolphins. And then he was traded away, and everything in the world became good again. Everything was crazy. No one knew what was going on. What are the Dolphins doing? What are the Texans doing? For that draft, I mean, we can go down the list of names. You can already see, all right, some of these picks weren't that good. Leonard Floyd, Eli Apple, Vernon Hargraves, to name a few. Corey Coleman. Where else? Darren Lee. I remember questioning that one when that happened. Josh Doxson, Laquan Treadwell, Artie Burns, Paxton Lynch, Joshua Garnett, Robert Kamdichi, Jermaine Ifedi, all to name a few. So we're redrafting. Well, NFL.com redrafted the first round, and that was Adam Rank who drafted this and did a redraft. There's a couple things here that are a little interesting to me, but I'll allow it. So we shall see. One of the things he notes is that some of them he kept the trades that happened, some of them he didn't keep the trades that happened. So bear with me as we go through this. Number 1 overall. Can you take a guess at who he picked, Sean? After redrafting 2016, with everything we know now, the quarterbacks, the running backs, the defensive ends, offensive linemen, at number 1 to the Los Angeles Rams, who do you think was the redrafted pick?
I honestly have no idea. Sorry to not help you out here.
I'll give you 5 names, and then let's see. Ramsey, Elliott, Thomas, Prescott, or Bosa?
Got to be either Ramsey or Bosa.
In this redraft, they select Dak Prescott out of Mississippi State instead of going ahead and doing other things. So there you go.
Yeah, they needed a quarterback, so I guess, it makes sense. But
they did. That they did.
I mean, has Dak done that much?
I guess they evaluated in needing a quarterback. He had a very good rookie season. And I guess on top of that, it's going out there and not getting Goff or Wentz, needing a QB in that pick. That's probably why Prescott's the guy.
I can see it.
Bosa does go 2 to the Browns, which makes a lot of sense. Apparently, in this one, the Eagles don't trade up. The Browns keep that pick. Number 3 is the one that surprised me here, because I guess you can make this. I don't know. If I was personally in this position and I was the Chargers at number 3, he had Michael Thomas slated to them. I would have probably gone Tyreek Hill and paired Tyreek Hill with Keenan Allen, but I understand why he went with Mike Thomas. Then Zeke and Ramsey still go 4-5, and then Tyreek Hill goes number 6 to the Ravens instead of Ronnie Stanley. Think that's awesome. Love that. Stanley then goes 7, and then the Eagles trade up to 8. Or I think they stayed at 8. No, they traded up to 8. That's correct. And they select Carson Wentz. So they still get Carson Wentz after all this time. And this was done this year, by the way. It was done in March of this year. DeForest Buckner then goes 9. And then James Bradbury goes 10 to the Giants. They still go with a corner. I find this one extremely interesting. Xavier Howard goes next to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who also selected Vernon Hargreaves. I find it interesting that they went James Bradbury over Xavier Howard, but it is what it is. Laramie Tunsil still falls to the Dolphins at 13. So even in this fictional world, in our real world, Laramie Tunsil still saves us from, I guess, mediocrity. Kevin Byard, the Tennessee Titans select Derrick Henry in the first round this time instead of Corey Coleman. Jack Conklin still goes. Keanu Neal still goes. Ryan Kelly still goes. Yannick Ngakoue goes 19 to the Bills. And the injury concerns of Jalen Smith don't matter anymore as he goes 20 to the Jets. Will Fuller, 21 to the Washington football team. It's very interesting. Joe Thuney goes to the Vikings. Kenny Clark to the Bengals. Justin Simmons to the Steelers. What's one that I look at where I'm like, oh, interesting? Miles Jack, remember his injury concerns. He goes 29 to the Cardinals. Hunter Henry to the Panthers. That would be dominant. And then the Broncos take Jared Goff at the end of the first round. Remember,
I was. Who did the Dolphins end up with? Or did they
still ended up with Tunsil.
Okay.
Still ended up with Tunsil as Chris Jones was selected 12th before that. It's a very interesting one when you think about it. And I remember this was the one where the Patriots didn't have their first round pick in 2016. That they that there was no number 32 overall pick, so it was just 1 to 31. So no 32. Number 32 was the top of the second round. So, and that was Emmanuel Ogbah. So Emmanuel Ogbah, it's very interesting when I look at this, right? Like Emmanuel Ogbah at 32, Xavier Howard at 38. It's pretty interesting. I find it very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But that's the redraft of the 2016 NFL draft. And I think when we look back at that draft, as Adam Rink did here, the winners have to be, I guess, like the top 5, because those are the players that we look at right now that are still the, like, I guess, like Dax got the new deal, Joey Bosa, Michael Thomas, Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Ramsey. Though I think Michael Thomas is a little bit overrated, if I'm being completely honest. I think he gets a lot of hype for the things that, this is going to sound bad, but he does a lot in terms of like the catching. Like, they give him, he has a lot of catches. Not that they're the same receiver, but Jarvis always had a lot of catches. And Jarvis was always that possession guy. And, I mean, they're not the same receiver, but getting hyped for catches. You want to get hyped up for yards, touchdowns, what you do, how you impact the team. There's times where Michael Thomas just gets completely erased off of the NFL, like off of the field. So I don't know if I would give Michael Thomas into number 3. I don't know how much I would continue to do that. He had a great year in 2019, and he's been a great receiver. It's just, I don't know. I'm always very iffy with Michael Thomas. I think that sometimes he gets a little too much for what he does. Like, you're going to have, if you're catching almost 150 balls, you should have 1,700 yards. Like that, you know, I don't know. I'm always up and down with Michael Thomas. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't like him. He's a dominant receiver, but I don't think as dominant as everyone says he is. Like, if you're gonna have a Tyreek Hill in that situation, if you're the Chargers, like, you get a Tyreek Hill, you pair him up with Keenan Allen and Phillip Rivers. There's a lot that you can do on that offense that makes things very interesting. And then I think still, what's interesting about this is, and I want to get your opinion, Sean, if you, like, let's say Jalen Ramsey is no longer on the Jaguars, would that, and I guess Laramie Tunsil is no longer on the Dolphins, in the redraft, like, if you were doing it, would you still slot them to their teams that picked them, or since you know now in the future that they're not there, you would slot them up to a different spot?
Well, no, I think you go with, again, what the teams needed in 2016 with the best available player at that position at that time. So I guess at that time it would probably be Tunzel with the Dolphins there.
That was such an interesting one. Remember how much Dolphins fans wanted Ezekiel Elliott? Like, that was the biggest one, is we want Zeke or, like, Jalen Ramsey. That was, like, the big thing, or, like, one of the, defensive linemen. And then they trade back, and then they go to 13. They help the Eagles move up. And then Laramie Tunsil just falls into their laps. I wonder who they would have picked if it wasn't Tunsil. I don't think that there's... looking at that first round after Tunsil, it seems like that could have been a very Miami Dolphins move where they would have picked not a good player. I think that fell perfectly to the Dolphins there. That fell perfectly to the Dolphins in their favor. The last season for Josh Doxson was 2019. Paxton Lynch really only played 1 year. Wow. God, what a waste of a first-round pick. Only played 1 year. Kevin Dodd only played 1 year. Christian Hackenberg never saw the NFL field. That's right. Sua Cravens. Oh, I remember Sua Cravens. Roberto Aguayo only played that 1 year and then got cut. Man, he was a dominant kicker. He was an absolute dominant kicker.
I'm not sure what happened with him.
He was so good at FSU.
Real good.
Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, so we're going to talk with Alex Donno next here to discuss Inter Milan, them winning Serie A, his excitement, and then to get some of his thoughts. Like, why does he think that everyone's just blowing by, Inter Milan winning? If it was Juventus, would there be more hype around it and the graphics and everything like that? I'm interested to hear his thoughts. Every Saturday at 11 a.m., soccer fans can connect with Austin Roblard and Red Card Radio. From the Premiership to the MLS, catch up with your favorite team, including our very own Inter Miami CF. Listen to Red Card Radio every Saturday from 11 to 1 with Austin Roblard, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodiasDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moodias family. Dr. Moodias is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodiasDental.com.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in, as long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
Hey, it's Toast, and no doubt last year hurricane season was one of the craziest we've ever seen. Well, Noah's saying once again, going to be another active season, so you need to call B&T Windows and Doors today and get PGT custom windows and doors installed like I did, so that you are fully protected. Listen, there's no better peace of mind than PGT custom windows and doors when you're the cone of death for a Category 5 storm. Call B&T Windows and Doors today to get set up. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
When you're looking to add that extra style and protection for your home or business, visit A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie or Sunrise, where plantation shutters are a major part of our business, and they look great in any home. We have them in white, stained colors, and wood tones. We can even motorize your shutters like the one in the OnSideRadio.com studio. A Shade Above Window Fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashions.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
The Miami Heat, they lose last night to the Dallas Mavericks 127-113. Jimmy Butler ruled out before the game with flu-like symptoms, not COVID-related. Duncan Robinson and Goran Dragic each scored 19 points for the Heat. The Heat host the Timberwolves. That will be Friday night. The Miami Marlins won Game 1 of the series with the Diamondbacks 9-3. Brian Anderson, fresh off the IL, hit a 3-run homer in his first at-bat. Two teams back at it at 6:40 tonight. Luke Weaver versus Pablo Lopez. That's your pitching matchup. And right here on Onside Radio, Sunday, Inter Miami CF, they welcome the Atlanta United to Dry Pink Stadium starting at 1 o'clock, which means Big O and Alex Dono, they'll get you started with the Onside Radio pregame show starting at noon, leading into the call of the game with Chris Whittingham, Thomas Rongan, and Fernando Fiore. You're listening to South Florida's only local sports talk station. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
Now going to have on Alex Dono. We'll talk to Dono about his favorite team, Inter Milan. Dono, why are people not talking about this win?
I don't know, man. I don't think Serie A gets enough respect. But just so you know, until further notice, until a new champion is crowned, you refer to me as Scudetto winner, Alex Dono. That is now the way I will be addressed.
Okay,
so,
Scudetto winner, Alex Dono.
No, it's a fair point you bring up because, and listen, Serie A, when I was growing up, it was the best league in the world. Like it used to be in we're talking like throughout the most of my memories as a soccer fan started in the early 90s. I was born in 84, but from the 80s all through the 90s, like Serie A was basically what the Premier League is now. That most of the best players in the world would play in Serie A. A few of the great players would play in Spain, Germany, etc. But most of the best players in the world will play in Serie A. But yeah, listen, man, for I don't know, the last 15, 20 years, it's they were just a little bit behind, right? Because Premier League became just a financial monster. And I think, leagues like La Liga and even Bundesliga and obviously Bayern, really carries that with, as you know, with how prestigious that club is. I think Serie A was a little bit behind the modernization. I think they're getting there. But unfortunately, it's led to a lot of the American soccer bros don't really, keep up with what's going on the Italian peninsula. Now, for me, of course, Kai, I live in a little bit of a Serie A bubble because I have so many, Twitter friends and social media buddies and people I correspond with all over the world who are focused on Italian soccer. So in my bubble, we've been celebrating. I just need to get people outside my bubble to get in and celebrate with me.
Yeah, that's the only, because I remember talking to you about it, and I was like, oh, you have it in the bag. And I think there was like 8 games left to go at that point. And I was like, oh, this is in the bag. There's no, come on, it's not going to get changed at all. And then I didn't even know that they won until I saw you tweeting about it, and I was like, oh, it's like they secured it. Good job. Like I didn't see, and I was talking about it earlier. Like if it was Juventus winning again, like Juventus has won 9 straight, right, or 8 straight.
Yeah, they had won 9 straight before this. So and honestly, that was another reason why people lost a lot of interest, because when the same team just wins it for almost a decade straight, it becomes less interesting.
Yeah, like if it was Juventus winning it for the 10th time, then I think I would have seen all this stuff on my timeline and Ronaldo and all this other stuff. The most that I saw was from you, and then I want to get your take on this other one because I saw the tweets going back and forth with Romelu Lukaku and Zlatan Ibrahimovic and all the quotes that were being said, and it's saying, oh, he has a king, and it was like, oh, they never had a king, they have a god, and then now all this stuff, and now, Inter Milan win. And I think for so long for Zlatan, he was playing really, really well, and then he was out, Milan started playing really bad, and then Inter just kind of ran away with everything. It's just how it happened. How do you feel about that? Obviously, Lukaku being on your favorite team, Zlatan used to be on your favorite team way, way back when. How do you feel about Zlatan kind of going at him like that, and then ultimately now still fighting to be in, the Champions League and not in the Europa League next season?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line on Zlatan is he's great for the sport. I mean, he's got a little bit of like Conor McGregor in his DNA, like shameless self-promoter. He's a personality. Yeah. I like Zlatan, and I really love. Like, he and Lukaku have had, like, a real good rivalry for the past couple of years. I mean, they both arrived in Serie A last season, 2019-2020, and it's been a really great rivalry between the two of them. And really, the reason why there's so much animosity right now is so Inter and Milan played against each other 3 times this year because they also played in Coppa Italia and then 2 times in Serie A. And in the Coppa Italia match that they had back in January, they got into this argument on the pitch, and it actually got Zlatan suspended because Zlatan was talking about Lukaku's mother, and there was this whole thing, and it came off sounding a little racist. That wasn't his intention, though, because people went back and kind of, explained the context of his comments. But Zlatan said something that really pissed off Lukaku because he said, oh, go tell your mother to do that voodoo that she does. And so obviously you say that to a black player, it's going to come off sounding a little bit of racist. Like, right. The origin of the comment, though, was that, years ago when Zlatan, I guess he was deciding, where to go when he left Everton, there was this report in one of the British tabloids, which is some of the worst freaking journalism ever. Like, the British tabloids, I'm sure you know as a soccer fan, because they post a bunch of transfer rumors, and they're terrible. So years ago, there was a report in a British tabloid that said that Lukaku decided which team he was going to play for based on voodoo that his mother did, which is like, it's absurd, right? Because his family isn't into that or what. So it was an absurd report. So what Zlatan was doing was supposedly referencing that report. He wasn't trying to be a racist, whatever. But as a result of it, the two of these guys have just hated each other like poison for the last several months. And Zlatan always has this thing because when Milan beat Inter in the first meeting this year back in September or October, Zlatan came out and he said, oh, I'm the king of Milan. He crowned himself the king, and then Lukaku has won the last 2, and he's now won the Scudetto. So now Lukaku is saying he's the king of Milan. But overall, man, Lukaku has been a wonderful addition. What's that?
He's been phenomenal in terms of what he was at United compared to where he is now.
Absolutely. And he had a tough time at United, and listen, I don't know if part of that had to do with his motivation or just the system and the tactics that he ran. He's in a lot better physical shape now. He's gotten on a stricter diet, and Antonio Conte has really reached out to him and it really maximized him on the field. So he's been absolutely fantastic, right? And I know Manchester United fans don't necessarily like him because he wasn't that great there, but I know that Everton fans and Belgium fans have a lot of respect for him, and he always played really well and plays really well for those teams, and he's been playing really, really well for Inter. He's been fantastic.
It's funny that you mentioned the United stuff anyways, how his work ethic, because there's actually a quote that he had where he said that playing with Zlatan at United and training with him changed him as a person. He said, mentally. He said that he learned that he needs to just focus, work hard, and enjoy it. And it came off of a training session where it was a 50-50 challenge, and Zlatan was just going 100%. And it said that it kind of changed his mindset on what he needs to do. So maybe even the rivalry with Zlatan's helping him too, because even if Zlatan's not in his prime, I mean, again, as you said, this is a dude that talks all the crap in the world. And sometimes he backs it up and sometimes he doesn't, but he is like the king, I feel, of soccer in terms of like talking trash, right?
Yeah, and he's almost 40. I mean, he's 39 years old, and he's gonna play again for Milan next season. He already signed an extension, so he's going to turn 40, I think, next fall. And we're with Zlatan, you're starting to see, I think, a little bit of the decline in the form of injuries because he gets hurt a lot. But when he is healthy, he's still lethal. I mean, he was lethal at LA Galaxy. He's been lethal the last couple of seasons at Milan, and he's also, Milan was they were in first place basically for the first half of the season before Inter took over, and then were able to hold on to it through the end of the year. And Zlatan was a huge part of that because Milan went on a big winning streak early on in the year, and Zlatan was their best player for most of that time. So that guy could still play, man. He's almost 40. He's like the Tom Brady of soccer.
It's so crazy, and obviously I want to, before we get out, talk about just Inter for a second as well, but it's so crazy to me where Zlatan's been, right? Starting at Malmo, then going to Ajax, then Juventus, then Inter, then Barcelona, then AC Milan, then again to AC Milan, then PSG, then United, then Galaxy, now back to AC Milan. It's just he's gone and bounced around everywhere, and it feels like the only, I guess, stable, it's really been the Italian clubs where he's been, I guess, quote-unquote stable where he stayed. Ajax for a little bit as well there. But, I mean, he pretty much stayed at the Italian clubs for a while, Inter, Juventus, Milan. And then I guess PSG, those are the ones that he was at for quite some time. I remember the first time I heard from and of Zlatan, it was Zlatan at PSG and the goals and then him and Cavani and all that stuff. But what's the feeling right now of I guess, you and the people that you follow on Twitter in that community that you mentioned that you have? What is that feeling where it's finally you get that win after so long? I mean, the last time it was anyone other than Juventus, it was Inter Milan, correct?
It was actually Milan. So it was Inter in 2010 and then Milan in 2011, and then that's when the Juventus run started.
Oh, okay.
So, but to answer your question, the feeling is tremendous. It's a lot of relief, especially since, and listen, I can only, I'm over here on the other side of the world, but I know for the people that I correspond with who are over, in Italy and they're right around it, they've, relatively speaking, I mean, obviously plenty of people have suffered terribly over here, but relatively speaking, they've suffered even worse through the pandemic in Italy, especially that part of Italy, because Milan was like the epicenter of COVID. When COVID, when it first got out of China, Milan was hit really, really hard. And so people had a really tough time over there. And they're, they're not even quite to where we are yet with vaccines and stuff. So we're further along and in getting out of it. And I know for the people over there who have been locked down a lot longer than we have and have, potentially suffered more tragedy than a lot of us have over here, it feels like a weight lifted off their shoulders, not only to get, and obviously it's sports, we're talking about a game. It's not going to, bring back any lost loved ones or anything. I don't want to say anything ridiculous, but,
right.
Getting some joy out of life when people have been, pretty miserable over there for the past year. A lot of people tell me this couldn't have come at a better time because, 2020 into 2021 has been one of the worst years of a lot of people's lives. So it's like a huge sense of relief to be able to get that title after so much suffering.
Well, Dono, I hope that for you and all Inter Milan fans, you can celebrate, and that's Scudetto Alex Dono, correct? I try to make sure I say it correct because it is Scudetto.
It is. You got it, man. Got it. And by the way, I want to go. I want to go out soon and watch some of the Bayern games with you and my buddy Michael. So the next time you're at Fritz and Franz, give me a shout.
Oh, it'll be this Saturday or Sunday. I think it might be Sunday actually.
Well, Sunday's going to be tough because we have the Inter Miami game. But if it's Saturday, let me know.
No, it is Saturday. Saturday at 12:30 against Gladbach. It should be a good game too.
Nice. I'm going to come.
Awesome. Well, I will see you there, Don, and then I'll see you Sunday for the game anyways here. So yeah, Dono,
absolutely.
Scudetto winner, Alex Dono. I hope you have a great rest of your day, man.
Thanks so much, man.
Heat and NBA fans, catch our Winterman here exclusively at OnsideRadio.com with our accurate of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat reports. Catch Ira throughout the week at Onside Radio, and when news breaks, basketball fans know Onside Radio is the place to get the insight you need.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
When you're looking for curtains and blinds to create a space of your own, look no further than Vandalux. Bandolux can tailor your space to your needs. Create the atmosphere and ambiance you desire. We invite you to discover it at Bandolux.com. Explore our new solar control systems, range of sustainable fabrics, and energy-efficient solutions that can improve your well-being and quality of life. Witness Bandolux Beauty. Go to Bandolux.com or follow them on Instagram at Bandolux_official. For a personal experience, A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise is an official Bandolux partner.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
BYB Extreme Bare Knuckle Fighting Series presents BYB 5. Saturday, May 15th at the fair at Tamiami Park. Meet Dada 5000. See bare knuckle brawlers fight live in BYB's patented triangle ring, the Trigon. The smallest and most confrontational ring in combat sports. Early action includes slap fights as seen on YouTube. Buy your tickets now at BYBtickets.com for BYB 5. Saturday, May 15th. Doors open at 6 p.m. BYB is proudly sponsored by BMCHam.com. Your choice for gold and silver. BMCHam.com.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
At OnsideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork at our Chirping the Cats report.
The schedule gods are smiling on the Florida Panthers this week as the team is enjoying a few days off before wrapping up their regular season schedule. The extra days between games couldn't have come at a better time for Florida, with several players dealing with minor bumps and bruises that have kept them out of the lineup. That includes top 6 forwards Carter Verhaeghe, Sam Bennett, and Patrick Hornquist, all of whom are expected to return before the end of the regular season. Another key player who should be back in the Panthers lineup is goaltender Chris Streeter. He's been working his way back from a lower body injury, and head coach Joel Quenneville said earlier this week that he plans to start Streeter during Monday's regular season finale against Tampa. The Cats will enjoy another day off on Wednesday before returning to the BB&T Center for a pair of full squad practices Thursday and Friday. Then on Saturday, the fight for home ice in the first round begins as the Panthers host Tampa in what should be a preview of the Stanley Cup quarterfinals.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
Rounding out hour one. It's been a great day. Been a great time. hope everybody is having a fantastic day and just enjoying everything that they can enjoy, possibly enjoy. Life, the pursuit of happiness, I guess, anything that you are just happy about. I hope that you're having a fantastic day, because I myself am having a pretty great one. I'm here, back at it again, and everything is great in the world. All things positive is the best way that I can put that. But it's been a good show thus far. We talked with Alex Donald a lot about Inter Milan, and we're able to talk, what is the situation, how things are going there, why people aren't talking a lot about Inter Milan. I want to kind of reference, he mentioned, he wants to come over and watch some of the Bayern stuff. I'm so excited for this weekend. A win for Bayern against Borussia Mönchengladbach, who have been a little bit iffy since the issues happening with Marco Rose, who's going to Borussia Dortmund at the end of the season. They've been a little poor in form. The last time they played, they beat Bayern, though. I'm very excited to watch that game and hopefully have that celebration. I think there's nothing better in sports, I think, than that fan environment, but the celebration of winning that championship, and it doesn't matter at all, in terms of what it is, but like going out there and winning, taking the shots and just having the celebration. I think there's nothing better. So I'm so just very excited, and I can't wait to watch it, and hopefully they get that win, and hopefully they just secure the Bundesliga title this weekend and leave nothing else to be desired, because that would be, they're going to win. A lead like this has never been squandered before, but I'm so excited to get this win. Last year not being able to celebrate with, the fan club I'm a part of, and just the experience 2 weeks ago when I was there again for the first time in essentially almost 2 years, seeing the people that I missed so much in the environment, and it was just like embracing those who I had gone and watched these games with and had such a great time with. It was awesome, and I'm so excited this Saturday to be back there and to watch the game and to see my team hopefully lift up the Bundesliga title and have it for, I think it would be the 9th straight year now, because they won the 8th straight year last year. And I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, oh, I don't want my team to win every year. I want my team to win every year. I don't care what it does. I want them to win every single year. Anyways, rounding out hour one and feeling good like we always should. Everything going great here. Every single Monday, Heat and NBA fans can catch the best hour of basketball talk when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winderman host the Pallet Rack City Inside the Paint show. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business and get year-round insight every Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
If you missed On Side Zone with Big O, you missed.
Hey, Big O, what's going on? Listen, I just was telling your guy that answering the phone, Alex, it's just a pleasure, man, to get out of work and get in your car and be able to put on the radio and hear South Florida sports and not have to listen to some bull crap about another team from another state that you can give to a rat's ass about and sit there and have to go through all this other bull crap talk to, again, never hear them talk about your team once or twice in 20 hours. It's just an honor, and I wanted to thank you, man, for starting this thing up, man. It's balls to the walls. I love it.
Onside Zone with a big O from 12 noon to 3 p.m. every weekday on OnsideRadio.com.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Onside Radio. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Hey, it's Toast. Last year when I had PGT custom windows and doors installed at my house by B&T Windows and Doors, I knew about the hurricane protection. What I didn't know? The silence. Oh my goodness, my house is so quiet now. One of those cars goes tearing down the street with the crazy loud muffler. Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. It's unbelievable. I didn't realize how noisy my house was beforehand. You've got to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your pad today. Call B&T Windows and Doors, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends. It's time for Kai's Corner on OnsideRadio.com. To talk to Kai, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. To reach out on the text line, it's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm on your home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
Hour number 2 here on this beautiful Wednesday morning at Drive Pink Stadium. The sun is shining outside, nice and bright. Not a cloud in the sky. Everything, well, I guess not a bad cloud because there's clouds in the sky, but not a bad cloud in the sky. Everything is great and fine and dandy. Again, just a nice and beautiful day. Very, very happy to be here with you all. Of course, I am that man, Kai Chen Chisholm. Joining me, as always, every single day is Sean Stanley, the host of the Square Circle Digest, the producer of all producers who make sure that nothing ever goes wrong here. Sean, as we've been through 1 hour, is your morning and day still, I think you said phenomenal, I think it was one of them. You had some word, and then uneventful. How would you grade your morning now that you're another about hour into it?
It's phantomonious still.
Phantomonious. That's what it was. Phantomonious. All right, perfect. Well, we're going to have on Royal Shepherd here in the next segment, and we're going to talk to him about a lot of things. I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe announced their movie slate for the next few years, so we'll talk to him about that. He's a very big MCU fan. We will talk a little bit of Heat. Of course, when we have our Royal Wednesdays here with Royal, things do get a little bit interesting. Sometimes we don't even reference the Heat just because, like, that's, you know, that's how it is. But then sometimes we do. Who knows? But we'll talk to him about that. And I also want to ask him about the topic that we're going to talk about now, because I said I would mention it yesterday, and I completely forgot to, which was the Aaron Rodgers situation, going more in depth on what's happening with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers and what's going on, like what's going to be the future of everything, right? So right now, if we go through the timeline of what we've heard over the past week, Aaron Rodgers apparently last Wednesday, a week ago, according to reports, believed that he was going to be a member of the San Francisco 49ers. According to those other reports, and according to what was said by 49ers head coach himself, Kyle Shanahan, he called the Packers. Packers told him he'd be wasting his time. So that was it. Ended it. Matt LaFleur told him, you're wasting your time. We're not trading Aaron Rodgers. All right, cool. You got to do your due diligence, right? You can't. He said it himself. If he woke up and Aaron Rodgers was traded and he didn't do his due diligence, would have felt like an idiot. You have to do your due diligence there. So then we know everything going down. How is it going to affect everything, right? How is it going to affect all of what's happening with the Packers? Well, Aaron Rodgers apparently says he's not going to play for the Packers again. Refuses to do so. Then the reports come out that he would just retire. Then the reports come out that, he could do Jeopardy. He's completely fine with it. It's a lot of interesting stuff with that. Then the final report was that, second to final report here, that he wanted Mike Gutekunst, the current, or Gutekunst, I don't know. There's no N, but it's like Gutekunst. I don't know. Anyways, he wanted him fired. That was the other thing, is apparently he wanted him gone, down, dusted, never to be on the team again. That report and the previous report that Rodgers would be fine just retiring was denied by a good friend of his who was at that derby with him and was in that picture that's now gone, I guess, a little bit of viral because it was him and all of them at the derby. I think Bakhtiari, AJ Hawk, Aaron Rodgers. I can't remember the other two that were there. But I know it was Bakhtiari, AJ Hawk, and Aaron Rodgers. Well, AJ Hawk came out and said he's not going to retire. That's horse crap. Then the other one was that he wanted Gutekunst fired. Was another one, no. He does not want Goody, I guess is what he's called, fired. If you're the Green Bay Packers, and now, of course, the report that you had go through Adam Schefter last week in ESPN was very Green Bay Packers it was very in good light of them. Oh, we've done everything we can. We even offered him the extension he said that he wanted, that he'd been talking about for months, that he'd gone on the Pat McAfee show and talked about. All these reports that have come out. Very favorable towards them. Then the reporting since has been, oh, he'll retire, this and this, all of that being denied. Then the last one was that they were interested in Justin Jefferson. They were trying to trade up for Justin Jefferson, that he got taken. Then they said, okay, we're still trying to trade up for Brandon Ayuk. He was already gone. So they wanted to go out there. This, by the way, if the Packers put this out, it's such a stupid way to word all of it, by the way. Yeah, we were really trying to trade up to get Justin Jefferson. We were really trying to trade up to get Brandon Ayuk. But it didn't work out. So we traded up and we got Jordan Love. What part of that makes sense? So you were trying to trade up ahead of pretty much Philly and Minnesota for either Jalen Reagor, Justin Jefferson, or Brandon Ayuk. And I guess San Fran. And none of that worked. So instead of going out there and getting a receiver or getting someone that could help the team on offense, you then decided to trade up and get Jordan Love. The way that came out and the way that was framed, what part of that is supposed to make Packers fans feel better? What part of that is supposed to make NFL fans and the public perception be like, oh, yeah, they tried doing right by him, but the trades couldn't work. So then they just went out there and drafted Jordan Love, and they traded up for him. I think part of what we talked about yesterday, because we were supposed to reference it a part of our poll yesterday in terms of the free Aaron Rodgers or Rodgers should suck it up. We were never able to actually reference and talk about everything. If you are Aaron Rodgers. And one of the reports that's come out, or not reports, one of the stats that's come out has been that not a single Packers quarterback has played more than 16 seasons. Right? That it was 16 for Starr, 16 for Favre, and then 16 now for Aaron Rodgers. So they've all played 16 seasons. Not a single one of them has played 17. You know who's on his would be 17th season right now? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would be the one that would be playing his 17th season for the Green Bay Packers. I think it's hilarious to think about. Not a single one. Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Not a single one has done more than 16 seasons. Like, that's crazy to think about. Like, think about that, man. Not one has done more than 16 seasons. And now here we are. 16th season. Like, that's crazy to think about. That's absolutely insane to think about. 16 seasons. And now Rodgers is in his 16th. Or he's in his 17th. He's played his 16th. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, if I'm the Green Bay Packers, first of all, I don't get to this point. In the past 10 years, you've drafted 9 defensive players and 1 offensive player. The one offensive player that you traded up to pick is the replacement for your starting quarterback who just won the MVP. Like, it blows my mind that and think about it, if you're really sitting there and your quarterback is playing really good and you've noticed a couple things out of your team, when you get out of that NFC Championship game, and if you agree with me in the comments, disagree, let me know for sure. If you get out of that NFC Championship game in 2019, or I guess 2020 technically, against the 49ers, and the 49ers, the only reason you lost is because the 49ers ran all over you. You upgrade your defense, you do a couple things there, upgrade the run game, the run defense. Make sure that you're not getting absolutely destroyed on that side of the ball, right? You instead go out there and trade up for a quarterback. Listen, if you wanted to get Justin Jefferson, if you wanted to get Brandon Ayuk, if you wanted to get Jalen Reagor, and I'm not a Packers fan, I just find this ridiculous. If you wanted to do all that stuff, you make it happen. Look at the Dolphins. The Dolphins want these players, trade up and get them. I think it's ridiculous that you sit there and you're like, all right, yeah, no, we don't want to trade up that far, but hey, Jordan Love, he's not going to help us this year. But you know what? Hey, our quarterback who had a great year, it's whatever. Then the next year he comes out and he wins the MVP. And you go and you draft a corner instead of doing, again, the thing you should have done the year before and traded up for a receiver. Rashad Bateman, Kadarius Toney. These are names of players that would have helped the Packers this year immensely. Going after Will Fuller. You were going to trade for Will Fuller. Then you just decide not to. Now, technically, in hindsight, that was a good trade or a good decision because then the PED stuff and everything like that, which he said was not, actually PED and yada yada yada. But you make that decision, and then from there, you don't even go after the man in free agency. And he signed a very favorable deal. You don't go after any of these big name wide receivers to pair up with Davante Adams and have an electric MVP winning quarterback, Davante Adams on one side, whether it's Juju or Will Fuller or Kenny Golladay or Curtis Samuel. You don't go after any of these guys. and then you go out and draft a corner. Like, what are you thinking? If you're, like, you think that he's just going to be, like, fine with everything? That Aaron Rodgers is just going to walk by and be like, it is what it is, you know? It's cool. No. You don't help the man at all. He still wins the MVP. And then you go out there and you still don't help him. I wouldn't want to be there either. I don't want to be in charge of coaching. You know, I don't want to be in charge of, you know, general manager picks. But it's like, Russ, you're not going to go out there and help at all? He wins the MVP and you still don't want to extend his contract? Then now you say, oh, we offered him an extension recently. Yeah, because he probably let you know when you guys have been flying out there to talk to him, I don't want to be here. And it's not coaching. It's not the players. It's not Green Bay. It's from the upper management. Upper management has been making this a living hell for him. And instead of going out there and doing what you need to do to help your quarterback, you're just letting it all blow by. I find that stuff ridiculous. But since Royal is a Packers fan, and I want to make sure to say this for the segment before we talk to him, we'll see how Royal feels. I talked to him last week when this was all going down, and he was very upset. We'll see how he feels now a week out to see if he has any more ideas. Of course, we'll talk about the Heat with Royal, and then we'll talk about the MCU as well. Onside Radio understands gaming is a big part of the sports landscape. That's why every day we keep you updated with some of the latest gaming news with Onside Radio's E-Minute, hosted by Toast, me when I remember, and Michael Christian. If you miss it, it's podcasted daily. You can search Onside Radio on all platforms, just like our roundtable. And you can subscribe, rate, and review OnsideRadio.com, the station gamers call home.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. And with daily specials, there is something for everyone. If you're up for a challenge, you should take their famous boot tour. Finish 30 boots of different varieties of German beer, and you'll receive half price on their beer for life. And you'll get to take home your own boot and Checkers Old Munchin t-shirt. They also have outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music, as well as carry-out, curbside pickup, and delivery. So, for the finest German food and beer, get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations at 954-785-7565. That's 954-785-7565. We'll see you at Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach.
If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
But you know what? I'm a little afraid because I looked at the Heat's projected starting lineup, and I am at shooting guard tonight. So I'm a little bit worried about the Heat's chances all of a sudden. I got to tell you, it's crazy. I had fun with that. I think that's what you have to do, especially now that we're doing our post-game interviews on Zoom. Mm-hmm. So there's not that personal connection. And yet you see all the aggregators. Butler takes on smart-ass Heat reporter. Yes. Reporter put in his place. It's like, and I was showing it. I went to the Panthers game with my son yesterday, and I was getting my Google alerts. And it was over and over over and over again. And I'm like, wow. Like this, the smallest little thing, right? And what it becomes.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winderman, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
BYB Extreme Bear
Knuckle Fighting Series presents BYP5. Saturday, May 15th at the fair at Tamiami Park. Week Dada 5000. See bare knuckle brawlers fight live in BYP's patented triangle ring, the Trigon. The smallest and most confrontational ring in combat sports. Early action includes slap fights as seen on YouTube. Buy your tickets now at BYPtickets.com for BYP5. Saturday, May 15th. Doors open at 6 p.m. BYP is proudly sponsored by BMCHam.com. Your choice for gold and silver. BMCHam.com. Fish fans, time to reel in the latest news in baseball with OnSideRadio.com's Marlins Minute. Here's Christian Chase.
Last night, the Miami Marlins took on the Arizona Diamondbacks in the first game of their series in Miami, and the Marlins had some of their cavalry back from injury. Brian Anderson came back, Miguel Rojas, after his day off, came back, and Brian Anderson immediately produced a 3-run homer early, set the tone for this game, and it looked like the Marlins were smooth sailing with Sandy on the mound. Sandy went 6 innings, allowing only 1 earned run, was in line for the win all the way till the 8th inning when, as I like to call him, Heath Bell reincarnate, Anthony Bass came into the game. It allowed the Diamondbacks to tie the game. Luckily, in the bottom of the 8th, the Marlins strung together some hits, capped off by a 3-run home run by Lewis Brinson, and the Marlins ended up winning this game 9-3. The bullpen does look better overall, and even after everything that has happened to the Marlins, we're only a game and a half back of first place in the NL East. So after the end of this series, anything can happen. It's an exciting time for Marlins baseball.
Keep up with the latest on the Miami Marlins by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right, after a little bit of a, we're trying to figure something out right now. Once we have it all figured out, then we will we'll go ahead. So until that happens, we want to make sure to go through the YouTube comments a little bit while we try to see something. From NorCal first, a good morning to everyone on Kai's Corner. Good morning to you as well. No more mock drafts. I know it wasn't a mock draft. It was redrafting the 2016 NFL draft and seeing how that whole thing works. Talking about 17-0. I know I don't want to cling on to it either, Willie, but it's so important to our history, you know? I don't know. I guess it's just where I'm at. Shout out to my father, as he says, what's up? Willie Molina again says, yes, I agree. No more mock draft. It's time for training camp. Then says, I'm a great kid. Hey, I'm 23, man. I'm not a kid anymore, but I appreciate it. And a good vibe. I appreciate that a lot. And that's one of the things that I am trying to really strive on is bringing a good vibe and a good attitude as much as and as many times as I can. So I appreciate that a lot. And then a good morning from Herbin. Good morning to you as well. And then from NorCal, do you think the Dolphins will restructure Xavier Howard during the season or not at all? Off season, during the season or not at all, excuse me. I'm not sure, actually. I don't know if... I think... Here's the thing. Xavier Howard just had such a fantastic season. And the fact that he's getting paid less than Byron Jones, I don't know that they'll want to restructure him. I am surprised that they didn't target corner, considering how many people said that the Dolphins were going to target corner at the higher rounds in the draft. I guess it just goes to show you that no matter how much people are talking, no one really knows anything about this organization. I mean, I think Omar Kelly said it best himself yesterday when he said to me that usually the Dolphins just lie. And, and this is the craziest thing I think. Well, I'll get into this in a second. He said usually, the Dolphins just lie. And then he said, after looking back at it, he was actually told a lot of truth this time around. Like the Dolphins were actually really truthful about what they were going to do and who they were targeting and the stuff that he heard. But the first part of that, right, saying, oh, the Dolphins usually always lie. Yeah. I mean, the Dolphins have been doing that for so long. And I think people might look at that and say, oh, you can't trust these reporters. You can't trust this report, this and that. The one thing that I have to go on, because I know I said, you can't really, everything take it with a grain of salt, right? Because it's the Dolphins organization and we know how they are. I mean, they take about a month and a half to even give rookie numbers because that's who the Dolphins are. Like, all these teams are already giving rookie numbers. Everything's already decided. The Dolphins are going to wait until the worst possible moment to do so. Then, of course, I'll have a whole, I can't wait till all these rookie numbers are out so I can rant and rave about how much I hate some of it. But maybe they'll look good. Maybe they'll look good. I don't know. Defensive lineman wearing 9 in the NFL, that's so stupid. But from there, what are you going to do? Like, if you are, and let's use Omar, I guess, as this example, because Omar comes on here, part of the EJDconstruction.com Dolphins report here every single week at Onside. Whether it's my show, Toast Show, Dono, or Big O, he's here every single week and random different days. Usually for me, it's always Tuesday, which I like. It's like a little consistency there. Always have Omar on Tuesday, always have Ira on Friday. I like that. And end the week off with some positivity from Ira, and then start the week with Omar. Giving some positivity, but at the same time, like dropping the truth. It's that read that you hear at the beginning where he says, you might not like what you're always going to hear, but you're going to get the truth. That's what happens with Omar. And if you're in that position, let's say that you're in Omar's position, I guess, to use it, and you're being told XYZ by people that you trust, even if you know that they've lied to you in the past and you know that this is the Dolphins organization, it's your job. Like, it's your job to go out there and report that. And as he said, for years now, under the Chris Greer and Brian Flores, administration, it's just been all lies. Like, people just get told lies, and you chalk that up. That's I guess it's a part of reporting, and sometimes sources are going to feed you information, just like the Packers. That Adam Schefter article that was released when Rodgers said he doesn't want to be there, you can read that and clearly tell that Adam Schefter was used by the Green Bay Packers to put that article out there. Completely used by the Green Bay Packers. And that's going to happen. Like, that's the game. That's the reporting game, no matter what you're going to do. And Omar said it himself. It's like, well, let's say that you decide. Because I've seen some people where it's like, oh, well, can't trust this, can't trust that, can't do this, can't do that. Let's say you decide, I'm just not going to put out any reports. What's it going to do for you? In a year like this year, as Omar said, that it was a lot of truth that he was told, and everything that he heard happened. Everything that he reported on happened. Why would you then go, around and then decide not to do it? Like, some of that stuff I saw was ridiculous on Twitter. Shout out to Omar again. You can find that if you missed it in podcast form on your favorite podcast app. Just search up Kai's Korner with a K, and you will you'll find that, and you'll be able to go and listen back. So I think some of that stuff is ridiculous. And in terms of the Xavier Howard stuff, to kind of wrap it back all to the original topic there, I think some of the stuff is just like, listen, if you're X and they go out to you and they say, because I went into a soliloquy about the corners and then reporting, because that's all that came out, and to wrap it back to where we're supposed to be at, if you're Xavier Howard and they go to you and they're like, I think Byron Jones does a great job, and I think at times he eliminates the side of the field. He needs to be doing what the Cowboys did with him a lot, though, which is, sometimes playing him in the slot, in that nickel corner role, and following guys on, certain, like, on passing downs and stuff. But when you look at what they do, Byron Jones is still a great corner, and I think he's worth every single penny that you're giving him. But you're going to turn around after Xavier Howard just had this fantastic year and be like, yeah, X, we know you just had a great year, but we want some of our money back. No. He's not going to give. Why would he do that? If anything, he should be the one asking for a restructure to have some sort of extension, or maybe get some more money and move that to a signing bonus or something like that. Why would X take a pay cut? There's no shot, if you're Xavier Howard, that you go out there and you take a pay cut. I would not take a pay cut at all. Not a chance if I was Xavier Howard. I would say, all right, trade me then. I'm not taking a pay cut. I just had a fantastic season. Trade me. Because that's the only thing that's going to happen, is go out there and trade me. We will see. There's a little bit of an interesting thing that just actually popped up as well. BR Gridiron. And now, you see, this is the thing. And maybe Sean, you agree with me on this. When you see so many national outlets talking about the Dolphins, that's when everything's bad. Like, that's when something has to be wrong. When you see so many people like Colin Cowherd saying good things about the Dolphins, there has to be something wrong. Am I just, like, being old Dolphins fan and skeptic and thinking that? Or, like, because now they have, it says, after the rankings, Miami is the 10th best team in the league. I feel like this. I don't know. Should I be scared, Sean? Still?
I don't know about scared, but definitely just again, these guys. It's great that we got all these draft picks and all of them did great in college. Can that relate over to the NFL? That's what you don't know. On paper, great. We're one of the 10 best teams, but until we see through preseason and the season gets underway, that's all it is right now. It's just hope and dreams.
Yeah, man. Ah, man.
But I don't think it's a bad thing that they're talking about us.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I definitely am just a little bit skeptic because every single time that the Dolphins, oh man, voice crack. Every single time the Dolphins are is that Richard Sherman with a Cloud9 shirt on? I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. That is Richard Sherman with a Cloud9 shirt on.
I know which TV you're looking at.
The one right over here. That's interesting. Richard Sherman wearing a Cloud9 shirt. That's cool. Or a sweat jacket jersey. I don't know. Anyways, every single time that the Dolphins are talked about in a good light, like especially by guys like Colin Cowherd, that's when I'm like, damn. Something's wrong. Sometimes I can't believe that, like, I don't know. Sometimes I can't believe
No, but I mean, the Dolphins' this draft had the holes. They filled them with good players.
They did. I think they did a good job.
So how can you not talk about them? I mean, other than the Aaron Rodgers stuff, and again, when you're looking at what the Dolphins did, I don't think you can not talk about them in the national light right now because they probably did make a jump up looking at what the draft picks could possibly bring to this team.
You're right. You are right. I have to be a little more positive. I can't be such a skeptic. It's Omar. Omar's got me skeptic. Mentality. Omar's got me skeptic. That's what it is. After talking to him yesterday.
I think you stay skeptic, but at the same time, you have to give Flores and Greer
the credit,
the credit that they're deserving right now because, again, they didn't stay at 3. They moved down. They got Waddle. A lot's been said about that. Supposedly Waddle was the number 2 guy on their board, if you want to believe that.
Right.
But again, they went out. They had a plan, and you saw how quickly they enacted. And I get people saying, how quick they made the picks. I just believe they knew, okay, if this guy's gone, then this is who we're going with. If this guy's gone, this is who we're going with. They knew what they wanted to do.
Their board.
They weren't just there like, all right, let's just hope this guy's here. If he's not, then we trade or whatever. They had a plan in place. Look, if that guy's gone, we're going there. If that guy's gone, then it's going here. You at least see that they have a plan going into this. It's not like they're throwing darts and sticking it to a board and going, wait, why'd we draft that guy?
It's not same old Dolphins anymore. I think that's a great point. Anyhow, we're gonna try to figure out what's happening here after the break, and if not, then we will have a Royal Wednesday a different day. But Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., you can hear Sean Stanley talk about all things wrestling with the Square Circle Digest. You have a place to call home if you enjoy wrestling, whether that's AEW, WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's the most I know.
Ring of Honor, MLW,
Ring of
AAA.
Honor, that's the one I'm missing. Ring of Honor in terms of the ones that I actually know of. But you can listen to Sean as he covers the very colorful world of wrestling from all those different, I guess, what would you call those? Just like entertainment or wrestling entertainment? Like you wouldn't call those leagues, right? Companies.
Yeah, they're different companies.
Yeah, companies. Anyways, you can tune in every single Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, onsiteradio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAssDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody Ass family. Dr. Moody Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAssDental.com.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in, as long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Toast, and I've been telling you guys all about my buddies over at B&T Windows and Doors. And some of you said, hey, listen, Toast, I'd love to get PGT custom windows and doors installed, but funds are a little tight right now. No problem, bro. Y Green. You can finance it with B&T Windows and Doors through Y Green, so you can still get your PGT custom windows and doors installed. And yeah, you're not going to have to put anything down. It's awesome. That's the way I got mine installed. Call B&T Windows and Doors today. They'll tell you all about Y Green and how to finance your windows. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
When you're looking to add that extra style and protection for your home or business, visit a shade above Window Fashions in Davie or Sunrise, where plantation shutters are a major part of our business, and they look great in any home. We have them in white, stained colors, and wood tones. We can even motorize your shutters like the one in the OnSideRadio.com studio. A shade above Window Fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A shade above Window Fashions.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
Miami Heat lost to the Dallas Mavericks 127-113 last night. Jimmy Butler was ruled out before the game of flu-like symptoms, not COVID-related. Duncan Robinson and Goran Dragic each scored 19 points for the Heat. The Heat host the Minnesota Timberwolves Friday night. The Miami Marlins back on the winning side. They took game one of the series with the Diamondbacks 9-3. Brian Anderson, fresh off the injured list, hit a 3-run homer in his first at-bat. Two teams back at it tonight. 6:40, Luke Weaver, Pablo Lopez, the pitching matchup. And don't forget, this Sunday right here at OnSideRadio.com, Inter Miami CF welcomes the Atlanta United to Dry Pink Stadium at 1 p.m., which means Big O and Alex Don will get you started with the Onside Radio pregame show starting at noon, leading to Call the Game with Chris Whittingham, Thomas Rungan, and Fernando Fiore. You're listening to South Florida's only local sports talk station. This is OnSideRadio.com.
To Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
We do have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Royal A. Shepherd, on now, and we can make sure that Royal Wednesdays stay true. Royal, how's it going, man?
Kai Chen Chisholm. I'm recovering, bro. I'm trying to make it through the day.
You're trying to make it through the day because of a heat loss, or is there anything else that has gone down?
No, it's definitely because of the heat loss, bro.
Okay.
It's depressing, bro.
Oh, well, I feel so bad, Roll, because I'm about to take you from one level to another. Aaron Rodgers, how do you feel right now? I'm sorry,
is that a
Roy.
feeling?
I'm sorry.
Is that a feeling?
I mean, I guess
think
so,
that
yeah.
describes how. Yeah, that's how it makes me feel entirely, bro. Like, it's tough, but good news is that I'll be becoming a Dolphins fan soon. So, yeah, we got that to look forward to.
Do you think it's realistic what do you think is more realistic, that they fire Gutekunst or that they trade Rodgers? You being the Packers fan extraordinaire.
I think both could be true.
Really?
I think they're gonna trade. I think they're gonna have to trade Aaron Rodgers, and they're still gonna have to fire him because they got into the situation in the first place. You lose a generational quarterback because of stupid mistakes, then you deserve to lose your job.
All right. Well, I don't want to spend, I guess, too much time. I don't want to make you feel too upset. I guess it's still going to be from one upset thing to the other and then back to another upset thing with the Heat. I mean, look, I guess the whole topic right now is Bam, and everyone's been dogging on Bam all day. Do you take anything more out of it than, they lost, nothing changed in the standings, now you just got to come out and, win the rest of your games? I mean, two of them big against Boston. Like, is there more to losing last night than maybe I can see?
No, in all honesty, last night's loss, it was kind of expected. They had just got off of a 3-game win streak. But like you said, the game didn't change our position in the standings. It's just right now every game matters. With so few games left, any game that you're not gaining ground, it's essentially like you're losing ground. So it's like now it's going to come down to the 2 games versus Boston where, the outcome, we don't win both of those games, then we put ourselves in position to lose a tiebreaker to both them and Atlanta and find ourselves in a play-in game anyway. So last night's loss, it wasn't that we lost any ground, but we didn't gain any ground. And so right now the Heat being stagnant is just, I don't know, it's par for the course, I guess. It's just showing us what we've been all season.
It's just, it's crazy because when I talked to Alana yesterday, I was mentioning to her, it's like, the Heat, even, like, yeah, of course we want to exaggerate, but this Heat team has been different, since Jimmy came out and was very public about his opinions on how they've been playing. And then from there, it came to, like, they've been playing more like the Miami Heat and some of those silly mistakes they have been doing. What do you make of the Bam stuff? How is that all going down in your mind, and how much people have been dogging on him today?
Well, I haven't been dogging on Bam because regardless of what the situation is, no matter what the expectations are, we all have to realize that this is only Bam's second year as a starter. So Bam is still a relatively young player. He's only 23 years old, and sometimes we have to put that in perspective. He has a lot of growing to do as both a player, a starter, and as a leader. And I think a lot of fans kind of like put a lot on him immediately. And we just need to take it a step back every now and again. Those performances where he gives us 41 points or things like that, we should take those with a grain of salt. But there's going to have to be some growth that takes place with Bam before he can do those types of things at a consistent level. So I woke up this morning with clearer eyes and perspective on Bam Adebayo and didn't allow my expectations to lead my thinking when it comes to his performance last night.
Oh, so you're just calling out all of Heat Twitter right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think look,
you're going against your own right now, Royal.
Yeah, one of the things that Alana has kind of like forced me to do is kind of like look at things in perspective when it comes to how wildly the emotions of Heat Twitter swing. So when you play well, you're the greatest. When you play terrible, you're the worst. And like I just have to keep things in perspective. Now I can't train my brain to think of it any other way. Like he's young, he's gonna grow. I mean, so we have to just wait. We have to go through that process with him as fans, and not just expect him to come out being a world beater in Game 1.
So, do you think the same idea should be used for Tyler Hero, or has Tyler already gone past that?
Yeah, listen, bro. I think y'all be trying to put me in compromising positions with Tyler Hero. There is a level of, I guess, caution that we should use with the expectations that we have on Tyler Hero as well. But the thing about Tyler Hero is, in my eyes, I don't think we've seen enough growth from him in year 1 to year 2 in terms of his consistency to warrant some of the defense that he gets. So I try and, I try and keep my opinions in the middle, but with Tyler Hero, it's a little harder for me to do. And that's probably because I'm just not the biggest Hero guy.
Okay, so you're just trying to be as positive as you can be, but at the same time,
You know what I'm saying?
you're like, you know what, like, screw Tyler, Bam overall, basically, you know. That's what you're going
Hey,
with. You're going against the grain of Heat
hey.
Twitter, but then you're sticking with them on one side. You're playing the middle ground right now.
Hey, Katya and Chisholm, you know, I'm learning how to do this media thing as we go along. You know, you can't lean too far in any direction. Otherwise, you're going to get chewed to bits. So you said it, not me. But you're very close to my actual thinking.
Royal, listen, man, you're growing on Twitter at a fast rate, and you lead the way for a lot of Miami Heat stuff, you know, at 5 Reasons. So, you know, listen, you gotta at some point. I think Alana has said it the best way is you just gotta navigate the waters because you'll get into it, and I think even I think about it too. It's like I'll get into it with people at times, and I'm just like, dude, I'm so tired of these people, and I just have to like get off as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's the thing about being like, I like the word fanalist. That's what Ethan calls a lot of us, is fanalists.
Yeah,
That's the thing about
it's
being
true,
a fanalist. Like, yeah, like we're in a position where we get to talk about our opinions on a public platform, and a lot of people, when you make your opinions public, then you open yourself up to the backlash that comes with that kind of stuff. So us being on the platform that we are, when you say something and people disagree with it, you're going to hear about it. So that's what comes with the territory. But I love it. You know, I'm down for a good argument any day.
Yeah, you really will though. And I see. Listen, every single I'll catch it because my Twitter obviously is flooded with so much. But of course, like I go through and I look at everybody's Twitters and like go through stuff and see certain things. And sometimes it's Michael getting dogged on by people. And then it's like Ariel and Gad are doing their thing and they're just staying there. And then it's Royal like sitting there getting, arguing with people and then having fun and stuff. So it's like the wide range of things with Royal. Thank you so much for coming on, man, and being able to have our Royal Wednesday. I didn't even get to talk to you about, well, let me get this really quick because I do have a little bit of time here. What are your thoughts on the MCU releasing all the movies, the dates that they're going to release all these movies and everything?
Yeah, I loved every minute of it. We got to see a little clip of the Eternals. We got the name of Black Panther 2, which is going to be Wakanda Forever. I think a lot of the dates were just confirmed based off of a lot of theories that had been out there, but it was super exciting to see how they're rolling it out. I like the way they did it, kind of giving us a recap of the MCU up until now just to lead us into what the MCU is going to look like for the next couple of years. So I was really excited, and I'm excited to see what they have going on for us.
All right, well, I still haven't watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet. I'm getting to it. I promise you I'm getting to it. It's been other things. I've been busy, man. NFL draft, stuff like that. I haven't really had time. But I'm getting to it. I promise that I will be watching it. But again, Royal, thank you so much for coming on. A part of our Royal Wednesday, that's Royal A. Shepherd. That's SHEPHERD. And as he always says, I call him full name Royal A. Shepherd. He goes Kai Chen Chisholm. Royal Wednesdays every week here at Onside Radio. Thank you so much, Royal.
Thank you, Kai Chen Chisholm. Have a great day.
You too. Good always talking to Royal. And before we cut out here, so we have a little bit of time to cover the round table. It's pretty much in that same, the best way I could sum it up is in that same way that I asked him there. Jimmy was out last night. Now you're talking about it and you're saying, should we be more upset with Bam? I don't really think that I'm as upset with Bam as I could be. And I think that's just because I'm kind of on the same side of things that Royal is, where it's like, I'm not expecting, it's the same stuff with the Tyler Hero stuff. I'm not expecting this crazy, crazy thing right now because, as Royal just said, it's 2 years that he's actually been a starter now and consistently been a starter. And on top of that, he hasn't been the guy yet. Like, Jimmy is still the guy. If this is next year, the year after that, and Bam is supposed to take that step to be the guy, then I'll be way more upset. Then I'll have a lot more to say and continue to just not like what's going on. But if this... Right now, it's like I look at Bam and I'm like, you know what? I think he'll get to that point. In it, O mentions, Barkov finally figured out how to score more selfishly and lead by scoring more. Will Bam ever figure it out? I think so. I think that Bam's going to figure it out. I think that the no ceiling that we all say with Bam is truly what it is. We get upset at times. We see the flashes here and there. But I think that Bam truly is that no ceiling player. And I think that we're going to get a lot out of him here pretty soon. And I think we should be expecting that next year. If next year and the year after that, you're, coming off of being a consistent starter, then Bam isn't giving us the best that he could, then that's when I would be a little more concerned. But that's what I have to say on that for the roundtable. Coming up next, we're going to have Big O in for the crosstalk, and then we'll round out this Wednesday's edition of Kai's Corner. You're listening to the only locally owned sports station in South Florida. You are listening to OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
When you're looking for curtains and blinds to create a space of your own, look no further than Bandalux. Bandalux can tailor your space to your needs. Create the atmosphere and ambiance you desire. We invite you to discover it at Bandalux.com. Explore our new solar control systems, range of sustainable fabrics, and energy-efficient solutions that can improve your well-being and quality of life. Witness Bandalux Beauty. Go to Bandalux.com or follow them on Instagram at Bandalux_official. For a personal experience, A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise is an official Bandalux partner.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
If you miss Toasted Sports, you miss this.
Yeah, before every game, if I'm Matt LaFleur, I'm doing something to piss him off.
I'm like, hey, here's your papers. If you have a bad game, you're gone.
Are you kidding me? I'm getting Danica Patrick to become an ambassador for the team.
Yes.
So she can walk by the locker room every day and piss him off.
Jordan Love wearing a 12 jersey.
Oh my goodness. Such good stuff. Thank you, Green Bay Packers. Thank you, GM Dumbass.
Toasted Sports. Weekday mornings 8 to 10 only on OnsideRadio.com.
Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
BYB Extreme Bare Knuckle Fighting Series presents BYB 5. Saturday, May 15th at the fair at Tamiami Park. Meet Dada 5000. See bare knuckle brawlers fight live in BYB's patented triangle ring, the Trigon. The smallest and most confrontational ring in combat sports. Early action includes slap fights as seen on YouTube. Buy your tickets now at BYBtickets.com for BYB 5. Saturday, May 15th. Doors open at 6 p.m. BYB is proudly sponsored by BMCHam.com. Your choice for gold and silver. BMCHam.com.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
At OnsideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork at our Chirping the Cats report.
The schedule gods are smiling on the Florida Panthers this week as the team is enjoying a few days off before wrapping up their regular season schedule. The extra days between games couldn't have come at a better time for Florida, with several players dealing with minor bumps and bruises that have kept them out of the lineup. That includes top 6 forwards Carver Hagee, Sam Bennett, and Patrick Hornquist, all of whom are expected to return before the end of the regular season. Another key player who should be back in the Panthers lineup is goaltender Chris Streeter. He's been working his way back from a lower body injury, and head coach Joel Quenneville said earlier this week that he plans to start Streeter during Monday's regular season finale against Tampa. The Cats will enjoy another day off on Wednesday before returning to the BB&T Center for a pair of full squad practices Thursday and Friday. Then on Saturday, the fight for home ice in the first round begins as the Panthers host Tampa in what should be a preview of the Stanley Cup quarterfinals.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
Rounding out the show, we have Big O here with us. A lot has been happening in the sports world. Well, I guess like in terms of the draft, and then now the Heat are doing their thing or not doing their thing. I guess lack thereof. But you're how are you?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Surviving, getting by. Seeing if the Heat actually figure things out here down the stretch, and we'll see.
4 of their last 6 away.
Yeah. They haven't been good lately, and it's going to be a nice test for them down the stretch here. They might end up playing in that play-in game because the Boston games are going to be
crucial. It's going to decide it.
That's what's going to decide who's in the play-in game and who's number 6 when it's all said and done. So, I got a lot of things to talk about. A little NFL. I see Jawan James still does the same thing he normally does, gets injured.
I feel so bad for him. In terms of the NFLPA saying, "Oh, don't go to these workouts," and then now he's out of $20 million almost.
He's not supposed to do that. He's not supposed to be working out or doing crazy crap that's outside of the facility.
Right.
You're under contract, bro. It's kind of that. It's in the agreement. So we got plenty to talk about: Panthers, Marlins, Heat, draft. It's nice to see a lot of people love the Dolphins draft.
Yeah,
a lot of people gave praise to the Dolphins draft. That was pretty cool.
It doesn't make you worry a little bit? I was talking with Sean. I was like, sometimes when you see some of these guys who are notoriously wrong and they're loving the Dolphins draft, it's like,
Yeah, I get that.
It makes you a little skeptical now.
I go by my experiences where I dislike a lot of their drafts and dislike a lot of their management and their coaches for many, many years. And so I believe in Greer and company, man. I think they know how. I think they know exactly how to build a team. So I tweeted that out yesterday. It was 2 years ago. I was extremely excited about the rebuild while everybody was worried about how many games they were going to lose. I kept telling everybody, this is how you rebuild a team. Finally, somebody did what I wanted, because for 15 years, I wanted an organizational enema of the team. And finally, Chris Greer was the one that had the balls to do that organizational enema and get everybody out of there and start anew. And look how you're already respectable in your second year by winning 10 games. Why? Because you cleaned everything out and you know how to rebuild. And so I think the draft was awesome too. I think they've got several starters there, and 2 what I would call semi-starters, because
like Eichenberg and Hunter Long.
No, Hunter Long and
Holland
and Waddle.
Because
Waddle's a slot, so
right.
He's gonna play 75% of the time. So he's kind of a starter, but not a starter, in a way. So that kind of stuff. Maybe he'll play 85% of the time. Who knows? And then Hunter, I don't know how many times they'll use the double tight end, but he'll definitely be in the mix too. So it's
probably not that much this year because of the whole
because he's
tight
young.
ends and first.
Although
year,
he's a really smart guy,
right?
He's a BC kid. I would not be surprised if he makes a quick transition, and if he's just better talented, then and it is what it is.
Well, hopefully you have a great show and everything goes well here. We will catch you guys again tomorrow morning here at Kai's Corner. This has been that Wednesday edition. Have a great rest of your day.